you know, we don't want to forget about Hurricane Maria and the victims. They're still struggling in the aftermath. And our faithful viewers, you people out there have helped us to get into the hands of those people that are struggling the most with, you know, help from our good friends at Convoy of Hope.
You know, we were there, Greg, about 6 weeks after the hurricane. We were shocked at the widespread devastation we still saw. Many people seeing us deliver food and water, the first people they'd seen after 6 weeks in the capital. So we're seeing that many Puerto Ricans are still struggling to make sense of life once more. We met up with one woman who, despite the situation, is putting her full trust in God. Take a look at this.
This is all that remains from what was once a happy home. Scattered debris, extensive water damage, and a roof that was completely torn off. Lizzie Ortiz and her family have been forced out of their home. A story common amongst many Puerto Ricans whose lives have been drastically affected by Hurricane Maria. Lizzie, along with her husband and son, now cram themselves into her parents' home, which sits just one floor below. But even that is not much better.
So she said that in the bathrooms downstairs, because the fungus and water has damaged the beds downstairs, and electricity to repair it. Now even though they don't have electricity, they got to repair the inside electricity of the home because of the water. And also, that's why she can't sleep in a bathroom, and even his mother, they're sleeping on the floor in the living room. And that's where his son is sleeping in a mattress they bought, an inflatable one, and she's sleeping on the couch.
Every night, 5 people sleep in this one room. But despite all the challenges, it is Lizzie's strong belief in God that has allowed her to persevere each and every day.
So she said that I got emotional too. She said that without God in her heart, she didn't know how to actually be able to survive this, because she doesn't know how to get up every morning to fight and see her house like this, and gotta take her son to school, and God's been everything to her.
Confiando en sus promesas.
She said, trusting His promises.
Creyendo, ¿verdad?, que Él nos va a proveer y vamos a seguir.
Believing that He's faithful, then He's gonna provide. She's gonna keep going.
What a beautiful family. They were some of the first people I actually met on the ground. They're just outside of the capital city. And, you know, she was just, it's like that like you're hurting, you know, but all of her faith was in God. And I know it hasn't been easy. She's now living with her sister-in-law. So their whole family sleeping downstairs, right? Her mom and dad, like elderly, sleeping on couches. And then her and her husband on the floor, her son on the couch. Water's coming down through the roof because she was living above her family, which a lot of Puerto Ricans do. So the mold was in the house. It was really unhealthy for them. So now they've moved out. FEMA has given them $1,000.
Good.
So, but that, like, they need to either tear the house down and rebuild. And you can imagine, what would you do with $1,000? That practically just pays for Christmas.
I know, and you know, but you know, as I was watching the interview there, you could see the pain, you could see the stress, but you could also see the joy.
Yeah.
And I think and I don't know how people get through these kinds of things without a faith in God. And obviously, she's a lady that has been able to endure in some ways and also keep her faith very strong.
Really inspiring. And you know, we've been able to help people like her. We brought her, when we were there, some water and food, some of the first, you know, aid they've seen. We want to do more. So you've enabled us actually to help thousands of families. And thank you for that with relief aid, that immediate, you know, that we can't eat, we can't drink, all of that. We're in the new year, this month, our partner's going to be looking at what they can do to help rebuilding. We would love to participate in that process. If you want to continue to give to help us, continue to help Puerto Ricans, because the world does move on and people are forgot, but people like Lizzie, she's living with her sister-in-law, homeless, doesn't know what the future looks like. We want to help people like them. So we just want to invite you, if you want to participate in this, it's a great place to give your money to. You can give us a call at 1-800-265-3100. You can also go to crossroads.ca, and we thank you for everything you're doing for Puerto Rico.
Hey, you know, this happens all the time with these catastrophic events. There's a lot of help at the beginning, and really with Puerto Rico, that's kind of unusual. Even the U.S. government didn't run in there and help. But what happens often, Cheryl, is the aid comes in, there's the emergency situation, and then everybody leaves.
We forget about it.
So we don't want to forget about our friends in Puerto Rico. And one man we're going to hear in this next report rediscovers his faith in God by choosing to take an unexpected path. Have a look at this.
In the midst of such mass destruction, where millions of lives are forever changed, it can be difficult to see how any good could rise to the surface. Simply put, the situation in Puerto Rico is bad.
I've heard of stories of suicide that haven't been registered in the government statistics for the hurricane deaths. So there's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety from these people.
Dr. Alfredo Ayala was born and raised in Puerto Rico. He was just one exam away from becoming a full-fledged doctor. But Hurricane Maria had other plans. Dr. Ayala is now rediscovering both his homeland and himself.
I was supposed to get my last exam in order to get my licensing in this period of time. Since then, we have no power, we have nothing. So I was very concerned if my job would be sit down and study or go and help. And you know what? Since I started visiting towns and people, I found my calling. I thank God for what He's done in my life and letting me getting into those towns and find that I chose the correct path in medicine. So I don't care if I need to wait 2 or 3 more months in order to practice fully my medicine capacity, but this is the best experience in my life.
A life that is now forever changed. Growing up in the metro area of San Juan, Dr. Ayala had very little connection to those living in the surrounding mountains. He even refers to the mountain regions as forbidden. But something compelled him to dig in and help any way that he could. This, he says, is God at work.
If I was raised in church, I was a youth leader. I play instruments, guitar, piano, bass. I lost my faith studying medicine. I don't know where it went until this day. Now I'm reconnecting with God right now, thanks to the hurricane. So that's my story. There's a lot of stories like mine.
Boy, that just brings tears to my eyes. You know, there's so many people that seem to find their purpose. We'll be talking a little bit later on with Sheldon about finding our purpose in life. But there's a good example of somebody that's in the middle of a devastating situation, rediscovering God and using the skills, the talents, and the mind for God's kingdom.
I love that. He said to me, like, I would have just gone on to be a doctor, and now all of a sudden I have this whole new calling and destiny, plus his relationship with God. So I was messaging him last night, just, hey, well, how's it going? What's the update? He gave me some updates. He's still doing the mission. He's still seeing lots of people, especially in remote areas, not getting help. But he said to me, God has been present in all the events leading to every mission. I've received biblical verses through texts and calls that fit into my reality and experiences like never before. The Bible's coming alive. He said, my faith is growing in such an amazing way. Churches have been crucial to all this relief effort. This is a testimony of how powerful the Christian community is and how God leads the way into the right thing. He said, it's just been incredible.
Oh, and again, we're so grateful that, people right across Canada and the world, Cheryl, are, joining with us to work with people like Convoy of Hope and all the work that is being done. We say thank you. But as we mentioned, the work is not yet done.
Absolutely. We'd love to invite you to be part of this. We would love to do more. We can only do what we're empowered to do by you. So if you want to continue to make a difference in Puerto Rico, so let people know that the world hasn't forgotten them. And Dr. Ayala, so clear to me in his text last night, he's saying, like, the government organizations are not the answer. It's really the churches and on the ground, these little charities that are getting things out to the people. And that's who we partner with. If you want to be part of it, give us a call, 1-800-265-3100. You can also give at crossroads.ca. We will continue to update you on what is happening in Puerto Rico, the work we're doing. I'm texting all kinds of people on the ground all the time and hearing about what it looks like and what's happening.
I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this lady is more than just a reporter. You put your heart into it, and you bring that to us, and we bring it to you. And again, we thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more of 100 Huntley Street in just a moment.